10 times 10 plus 2? Okay. Could I also say that this is the same? Pardon me?
That equals 120.
If I said to you, this is 12. If I decided to multiply this by 10, I'm just choosing to multiply. Sorry, that wasn't clear to you. Okay, these are all 10 times 12. This is 10 times 12. Okay, so is this a true statement that if I decided to multiply this, I could write it like that? Okay. Could I also say that I am multiplying 10 times 10 and 2 times 10? Okay, it's still the distributive property. So can I, since both of these are being multiplied by 10, I can just write this as, I can go back to my original, 10 plus 2 is times 10. Actually, it's going to be plus a 10.
Plus 10? No. That would be
Yes,
multiplied.
no, sorry, times 10, right. Okay, the key thing that you need to be able to see here is that I started out by having this number plus 2. I could rewrite this as this was 10 times 10, and this, since I'm multiplying 10 times 2, that this is 2 times 10. But what I'm going to lastly do is I'm going to put these back in parentheses. 10 plus 2, went right into this parentheses. I'm gathering and I'm multiplying it by 10. Everybody followed what I did. I just organized my, my factors differently. And that's key to understanding how to do this process. Okay, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay, eraser.
Wait, is this one the one that you can make mistakes in?
Yep.
So you can make mistakes in any of them.
This one, and we'll do a couple of problems this way, and you'll see. The errors tend to come, Emily, with positive and negative numbers. What?
What's like, why would we ever need to do like that? Like, why can't we just write 102? Like, why would we need to?
I'm just showing you, understanding this will help you understand this process. Okay? That I'm just saying that if I have two numbers and I'm multiplying, so this one was, the 2 was multiplying a 10 and a 10 was multiplying a 10. Since they were both multiplying a 10, all I did was combine them in one set of parentheses and multiplied it by another number, by that 10. Okay, and I think you'll see in a second. Okay, so in this method, I am going to go about doing it just the way I would do the other method. I need to multiply, and I need to know, I'm going to multiply 8 times 15, and in this case, what is 8 times 15? 120, and just like the other way, I need to find the factors
Why are we using V?
and the sum. So far, this is going to be the same way as the other way. I need to find the factors that, when combined, will give me 120, but when combined, will give me what? Negative 14. So I have 10 and 12, I have 6 and 20, and which terms will make sense? The 6 and the 20? Okay. So I have my 6 and my 20 will make sense.
Yeah, like we did before.
Okay, just everything so far, everything is the same. I've multiplied my first term, multiplying my last term. I got 120. I know that they have to equal the two factors. This is where it gets different.
Wait, is that second term a Y or a V?
V happens to be a V. It's 8V squared minus 14V minus 15.
Oh.
Okay? So what I'm going to do here is I am not going to deal with this. I'm going to rename 14V. And I rename 14V as minus 20V plus 6V.
Yeah.
That's all I did, was I took out the 14 and I plugged in a negative 20V plus 16V minus 15. So far, so good. Okay, my third step is pretty straightforward, is I'm just putting parentheses around the first two terms and parentheses around the last two terms. Okay, so all I've done is just I renamed the middle term, I'm putting parentheses. What do you think I'm going to do next? I'm going to find the GCF, and the GCF for 8V squared minus 20V is what? 4V, so I'm taking out the 4V, and 4V times 2V gives me 8V squared, and 4V times a negative 5 gives me a negative 20V. And over here, I do the same thing. I found the GCF, and I have 3 times 2 is 6V, and 3 minus 5 is, 3 times 5 would give me a negative 15. So far, so good? Okay, so this is the step. You know what I just did with the 10 plus the 2? Is 4V multiplied by 2V minus 5?
Yes.
Okay, and is 3 multiplied by 2V minus 5? So could I combine them?
Yes, you could.
What am I combining?
The 4V and the 3.
Good, so I'm going to have 4V minus 3 and 2V minus 5, and those are my factors.
Wait, but you
say
just
that
multi-
again?
I know that this times this and this times that is really the same as 4V plus 3 times 2V minus 5. It was just like what I said to you before about 12 is 10 plus 2. And if I multiplied this by 10, or let's try 3. Let's try a different number. Maybe that other number was confusing. Isn't this saying 3 times 10 and 2 times 3? Sorry.
What is
Aren't
it?
they both being multiplied by 3?
Yes.
Okay, and so I could then go back to 10 plus my, actually I wrote this backwards, I take this back. This should have been 3 times 2. So if I have 10 and 2, and then multiplying it by the 3, that's exactly what's happening here. 4V plus 3, and they're both being multiplied by 2V minus 5. So all I'm doing is rearranging the multiplication. What?
I don't know if this is possible, but what happens if, like, what's inside your parentheses where it's 2V minus 5 and then
It's
plus
different
3
than
times
you've made a
2V minus
mistake.
5? What if they don't match up?
Then you've made a mistake.
Okay.
You've made a mistake, and I'm going to
They
give you a
have to. They
problem
have
where
to.
you can make a mistake. And the mistakes happen, and I'll show you. It's with the positive and the negative numbers. And let me see. All right.
Me too, it's just
This is number 6 from the homework that you did last night.